Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good late evening to you folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another edition of True Conservative Radio. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. It's 2 a.m. hour here in the Texas time zone. I know it's a little bit late in the evening or early morning, depending where you're at in the globe, to conduct the broadcast. But there's a variety of different factors and a variety of different reasons why I had this broadcast on in such a late hour, and we're going to get into all that in a minute. But first and foremost, I want to, before I get into anything, I want everybody to bookmark the blog, because I'm going to be posting like it's going out of business, for Christ's sake, within the next, from here on in. I mean, I don't know what I was trying to put a finite time on it, but I'm going to be daily updating the blog. If I'm not up here on the True Conservative Radio Show, folks, please believe that I am going to be up there updating the blog on True Conservative commentary about real news that affects us all here in America. Now, you have to forgive me, folks. I know I sound a little tongue-tied here. It is late in the evening. And we're going to talk about a whole bunch of topics here, but please bookmark the blog at ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. Anyway, folks, let's just go ahead and transition into the first subject matter that I want to talk about, because we're going to get into the crux of what I want to discuss this evening, and that is the infamous L.A. fitness shootings that happened in Pennsylvania. This man, George Sedini, I think is the guy's name, that basically just went haywire, went into some fitness center and just started shooting up a bunch of innocent people in an aerobics class or something. We're going to get into the whole specifics of it here in a second, or actually here later on in the program. But first and foremost, I want to talk about this Laura Ling and, I don't know how to pronounce this, but Una Lee? Am I pronouncing this correctly? I mean, I'm sorry if I'm, my vernacular when it comes to that name is not appropriate, but I'm going to talk about this Laura Ling and Una Lee situation. Now, first and foremost, when I first saw it, I was completely disgusted. I was disgusted because I just don't understand how this media, well, I guess I can understand it, but they glorified it as if it was some kind of, American victory, that these two journalists who understood the consequences of infiltrating another hostile rogue nation's border have somehow were negotiated through humanitarian means. And I don't know if you folks have been keeping up with this ridiculous story, this soap opera, but they've been throwing that stupid word around when it comes to this negotiation process that the, moderator, I guess, former President Bill Clinton has turned into. But apparently, for all you idiots that have been under a rock, let me go ahead and bring you up to synopsis here. We had a couple of journalists out here that thought they were Dan Rather back in Vietnam or something. They thought they were somehow taking one for the team or being ultra-patriotic or trying to get a fatter paycheck. I don't know what they were doing, but they were out there in North Korea wandering around with a couple of cameras. They infiltrated the country or something. Obviously, they were trying to uncover some of the horrific tragedies that are happening there in that pissing ground of a country. And let me tell you something, folks. There is a lot of just disgusting, filthy pathetic things that are happening there in North Korea. But folks, if you're going to be a journalist and you know that that particular nation doesn't take too kindly to its own people, let alone some journalist that's going to infiltrate their borders to expose the blatant hypocrisy that is within their system. And the reason I'm so disgusted about this whole soap opera that unraveled here in the media, here I was early in the morning, watching the boob tube. I don't know what stupid morning show it happened to be on. I was taking a sip of coffee, for heaven's sake. The damn thing was too hot, burnt my lip. I look up on the screen, and I see this, a cargo of planes coming in, and, I had to turn it up, and I don't know what was going on. I didn't know whether some big dignitary, I don't know what the hell was happening. And then they talk about this, Laura Ling and Una Lee being rescued from the labor camps in North Korea by Bill Clinton. Huh? Now, I know that the media out here, beyond making it a soap opera, beyond making this stupid, ridiculous spectacle a bigger ordeal than it was, they tried to make certain connections with this scenario here, because both of these broads, these journalists, what was it, Una Lee and Laura Ling, both of these individuals were correspondents or, paid members of the Current network. And I don't know if you folks are familiar with the Current network. It is currently owned and operated, and I'm sure it's directed by yours truly over there, Al Gore. Al Gore owns Current TV, and the two journalists in question were working for Current TV. So that's why you saw Al Gore's mug in the middle of all this crap, all right? And, of course, Bill Clinton was the dignitary, the former president that went down to North Korea to somehow save face to the North Korean leader to his people, or I don't know. We're going to get into all this in a minute, but Bill Clinton was initially the one that went out there. He was going to negotiate something with North Korea. And North Korea, I found it really funny that they just gave these two journalists to Bill Clinton. I mean, you have to understand that North Korea is a very strict, I wouldn't even call it a communist country. It's just a sick dictatorship. It's like communism and monarchism and godism. I mean, I hate to say that, but you mix all that up into a mixing pot, and that's what you got in North Korea. That's the bureaucratic system that's dictating the policies to the people out there. It's some ridiculous mess of monarchism and a little bit of communism in there, and you got godism. I kid you not, these North Korean kids are being taught that, Kim Jong-il, Kim Il-sung, these two imbeciles, all right, one of which was a puppet head for the Russian communists, and the other some stupid idiot rich kid that basically got a whole country bequeathed to him. Within the past, I don't know how long has North Korea been an actual country, over 60 years? I don't even know. I don't want to know. If I do know, it'll make me know how old I really am. But they have somehow been able to hypnotize the people of North Korea through fear and intimidation and putting people in labor camps and starving people to death, giving 70% of the country's GDP to the military. They have been able to convince people out here in this country that Kim Il-sung, the first communist leader of the great country of North Korea, and his son, Kim Jong-il, or whatever his stupid name is, that stupid idiot with the pimp glasses. I find that funny. He's about 4'8", and he's got pimp glasses, got Don King hair. You know who I'm talking about. These two guys are gods. That's what they teach these North Korean children in school. They teach it to them in song and literature. You know, in movies, these guys came from the mountains and, you know, killed Americans and killed all the people that were trying to take North Korea from itself. I mean, it's really ridiculous. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off on a rant about North Korea, but you have to get into that type of mindset to understand the point I'm trying to pose here. You get to the mindset that this country doesn't do anything outside of what the government tells them. This infrastructure of superstate that's headed by this nepotistic, I don't even know what you want to call it, but it's definitely a dictatorship. I mean, you're never going to see Kim Jong-il go back on his word when he's giving out sentences, or his bureaucratic mechanism of government are giving out sentences to his own people to death, to labor camps, to concentration camps. I mean, there's all kinds of little complexes out here for political prisoners and, regular criminals and cripples. I mean, you can go on and on about North Korea. It's a sick and disgusting and a despicable land. So I find it funny that Kim Jong-il, Bill Clinton comes along and says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to negotiate with Kim Jong-il. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to negotiate with him. That's what I'm going to do. And he went out there, and I don't know if you saw Kim Jong-il, for heaven's sake. I mean, this guy looked like he was about to do a heel click. You know, one of these damn heel clicks in the air with his little stupid fruity ass, with his little pimp glasses, doing a little heel click because Bill Clinton came along and wanted to play ball with him. Wanted to go out there and, show Bill Clinton how his people eat second harvest to keep maintaining life out here. But anyway, let's get back to the point of the matter, okay? Do you think that a dictator like this goes back on his word? I mean, if his bureaucratic system of government, do you think that if that mechanism of government is going to lay down some sort of sin, do you think that he, as just a ruthless idiot dictator, is going to go back on his word? Don't you think that would ruin his authoritarian integrity to his people? I mean, you have to think about this kind of crap. But here's Bill Clinton came along and, I don't know, did a little dance or something. Maybe they watched a couple of movies, I don't know, they watched Batman or something. Now, who the hell knows? And back came, Laura Ling and Lee. I find it disgusting because I don't really appreciate how, these two individuals who happen to be journalists got preferential treatment when it came to diplomacy for their release. You have to understand the ramifications of what Bill Clinton did here. I mean, this is a former president of the United States of America going to a country that, and that didn't want to have nothing to do with America, let alone any president being on there. Just going there. Now, let me get to what I'm getting at here. I know that the people that are listening in right now obviously know that I am disgusted with these two journalists out here getting the preferential treatment. I think it was a spectacle that the damn liberal media tried to feed us in the morning like it was some sort of breath of fresh air, like we won a war or something because, these two broads came back. A big deal. What about the Iranian hikers out there? We got some American hikers that went hiking in the mountains like a bunch of boneheads out there. They weren't journalists, all right? They weren't trying to expose Iran for anything. They were just hiking around. You know how these stupid adrenaline junkies are out here in America? They go out, they go and jump off planes out here in America, for heaven's sake. Anyway, these idiots are just walking around a couple of mountains in Iran. The Iranian government snags them up. I mean, you think they're going to get any kind of preferential treatment? Do you think any kind of legitimate American dignitary is going to go to a place like Iran to negotiate some hikers? Absolutely not. It's not going to happen. Now, the media, when all these people gathered around for their press conference spectacle and had, Laura Ling and Unya Lee, sit there and give their emotionally ridden speeches, and rightfully so. I'm sure they were pretty terrified. I'm not trying to say that they went through a picnic by any means. I know that North Korea is a pretty bad place, and I am very keenly aware of their labor camps and their prison camps. It's disgusting. But they put him out there right when they got off the plane like a spectacle. And, of course, the people that were around him, you had Bill Clinton, who was the man who even got them back on American soil. And then you got that fat-headed, hypocritical Al Gore over there having his mug in the picture with, a couple other people, a couple other Clinton cronies and so forth. And the media, especially the commentators that were sitting here trying to commentate during the spectacle, they were trying to make the insinuation that, Al Gore, these were his correspondents, these were his employees for the current TV, so he had to dial into Bill Clinton because, what? Because what? What, Bill Clinton owed Al Gore a favor? I mean, when push came to shove, remember Al Gore wanted to be his own man? He didn't want Bill Clinton to even take a fart near him. All right, I mean, he spit on Bill Clinton. And that's why George W. Bush won the election, because not only was Al Gore a complete moron when it came to his own personality, he didn't know how to campaign for nothing. He was another damn John Kerry, just some mumser that went out there and just, I'll just say whatever it takes to just get me elected, never saying anything that he actually meant. And I never said anything with any kind of meaning out here. Anyway, back in the day, you had Al Gore over here saying that he didn't even want to have nothing to do with Clinton. I don't know if you people want to remember that. I know it was a very painful election for you stupid bedwetting liberals who keep talking about it to this day. But do you remember? I mean, Al Gore spit on Bill Clinton, and Bill Clinton took it very personal, for heaven's sake. Now, why would Al Gore call Bill Clinton to, get his stupid idiot journalists out of North Korea? It didn't happen, folks. I don't believe it. It didn't happen. And you want to know why it didn't happen? Because Bill Clinton doesn't give a crap about Al Gore. There's no political or economic significance to even give two craps about Al Gore. Al Gore's an idiot. All right, Al Gore's a moron. And the only reason I'm commenting on this situation is because I'm commenting from a commentator's perspective. I want everyone to understand what may be happening here. Because I've already predicted a whole bunch of things that have come to pass, folks. If you happen to be listening to this program, you understand throughout the course of this radio show's history, we have prognosticated a lot of things that have come to pass, folks. Now, I want you to stay with me here. Al Gore, of course, has his face there, and he was there at the press conference, folks. He wasn't there in the plane. All right, and if he was there in the plane, he was in the crapper. He had nothing to do with the negotiations whatsoever. All right, Al Gore's an idiot. Now, why would Bill Clinton do something like this? Why would he do it? All right, well, I'll tell you why he's doing it. All right? First and foremost, people are already looking to 2012 presidential election. I mean, look at what's happening here in Obama's administration. He's trying to be Mr. FDR on steroids out here, and it's just not working for him. All right, some of the garbage that he's told Congress and his liberal goons to initiate, they've initiated and passed it and put us more in debt and so on and so forth. We've already talked about it. But when it comes to these big dramatic plans of, socialistic grandeur, there's a lot of people just kind of taking a couple of steps back from that crap. And that's why you're seeing people making maneuvers for 2012. Because remember, Barack Obama here, he's just one moron, with all due respect. I mean, I know he's the president, with all due respect, sir, but he's just one guy. And because of his charisma and his snappy talk and, his tremendous way he reads things from a teleprompter, for heaven's sake. I mean, I just, folks, I don't ever write anything that's on this show. Everything that you hear is completely ad-lib. It's completely off the head. I do know beforehand what I'm going to talk about, but there's no notes. All right? What you're hearing is what I mean. And you got Barack Obama out here just dramatically, like some theatrical Broadway player out here, and every time that there's some sort of a, haven't you noticed that there has to be some sort of a damn papers or note cards or, I mean, it's just ridiculous. But, folks, it won him the election. Remember, I mean, the snappy talk and, the swagger and, the hey, look at me, I'm the first president without my shirt and I've got a six-pack, all that garbage, folks. It's all there to, feed into the cult of personality. All right, because that's all Americans and the world, for that matter. I hate to say this about humanity, but it seems to me that that's what the world seems to love, is a good cult of personality, huh? Looking to follow somebody to put them into the light, huh? Ain't going to happen. All right? Now, first and foremost, let me get back to what I'm speaking of here. What I mean by Barack Obama being, a snazzy dresser and a shyster and good talker, good with a teleprompter in his face, the whole 9 yards, is because that's what won him the election, all right? Who was the liberal party, the Democratic Party? Who was the institution of that? Who was the leadership of that particular party? Well, none other than the Clintons, folks. The Clintons. All right, and they're taking this very personal. Very personal. Now, let me tell you what I feel is happening here. And I know I'm getting in a lot of time with this Laura Ung Lee crap, but it's a lot deeper than what it is, folks. I mean, this is why I want to talk about it a little bit. Anyway, a week before Bill Clinton goes to North Korea, Hillary Clinton makes some sort of snide remark to the North Korean authorities out there that they're acting like a bunch of teenage idiots or something of that regard. You can look up the exact quote. I'm loosely paraphrasing. All right, and then the North Koreans respond back to Hillary Clinton saying that she looks like some old hag, looking to cash in a lottery ticket or some crap. I don't know what they said, but it's something to the effect of insult tag, between these two parties here. I mean, Hillary Clinton was seriously being disrespected by the North Korean authorities and vice versa. Now, why is that? Why would that happen? And then Bill Clinton's gonna, go over there and, hey, how you doing? Hey, thanks for making fun of my wife. I know, hey, now you know why I got Monica, huh? I'll take another cigar there, sir. I'm serious, folks. I mean, a week before Bill Clinton went to North Korea, they were badgering each other with these diplomatic insult correspondences via their little spokespeople or out their mouths, especially to Hillary Clinton. Now, if you look at the current administration, the Obama administration, I know that there's a lot of people who have followed this cult of personality and think, oh, he's doing great. It's just brilliant what's happening here. It's great to America. We're progressing in America. But let's be honest, folks. I mean, there's not much happening here. Nothing spectacular has happened outside of a bunch of ridiculous spending bills that have done nothing more than expand the entitlement titty and, sat here and allowed the corporate raid of the American tax-paying system. All right? But there's been nothing that has basically revolutionized America, all right, other than incremental socialism. All right, incremental socialism. And, what's even more unfortunate is that either the Obama himself or his goons don't even have the intellectual foresight to be able to implement socialistic incrementalism without even giving the majority of the populace a reason to continue to sniff that direction, for heaven's sake. It's a disaster, folks, and I know that, the media is going to sit here and pussy pamper the administration here, but it's been a disaster. It's been horrible. I mean, nothing has changed other than if you happen to be a loser in America, well, you're going to get all kinds of money. And if you don't believe me, listen to the last show, episode number 117, and that'll tell you how a woman with 7 kids from 7 different fathers can get over $8,000 a month in government entitlements. Anyway, the point is nothing has happened here in the Obama administration thus far, and people are already looking to 2012. You got that stupid Eskimo bimbo over there, Sarah Palin, making a few moves herself, stepping down from the governor's seat there to try to masquerade or try to see if she can bypass that little committee that's trying to look and see what happened in the unscrupulous activities that were happening during her tenure. But, people are making moves out here, and I think that I wouldn't be surprised if this is a Clinton tactic to try to take control here for 2012, or just to take control of the Democratic liberal regime. You understand? Anyway, my point is that the idiots that were on the boob tube narrating this Una Lee, Laura Ling crap, they were trying to suggest that Al Gore called up Bill Clinton and say, hey, how you doing? You're my buddy. I was your vice president. Do me a favor. That's not what happened. All right? Because, first of all, Bill Clinton owes Al Gore nothing. Al Gore's an imbecile. We've already established that. All right? There's no political or economic, there's no reason for Bill Clinton to do this for Al Gore. So don't believe the hype. So why did Bill Clinton do this? I mean, we've already established that prior to Bill Clinton going out there to negotiate this crap, Hillary Clinton and the North Koreans were insulting each other like a bunch of 10-year-olds in a school hallway. So, and then, Bill Clinton goes. Bill Clinton goes out there, and why? Well, I'll tell you why, folks. This was a political move of international relations that basically renders the Obama administration impotent when it comes to foreign affairs. Now, you have to understand what I mean by this. Bill Clinton took this upon himself. I know that the Obama administration, they were kind of baffled. I don't know if you saw old Gibbs out there in the press conference room out there. He was trying to do tap dances on, what the hell to say about, Bill Clinton's trip and his success in bringing these 2 idiots home. But frankly, folks, this was a political tactic by the Clintons to show the Obama administration and all the goons that follow them that they still hold power in the liberal regime. And I think that there is a power struggle within the liberal regime right now. And it is the perfect time for conservatives or anyone who appreciates the American way, the Constitution, the American Republic, to come together and go out there and actually try to win an election out here. None of this Sarah Palin crap. Now, this is an actual ploy by the Clintons to show the Obama administration that they're nothing. Bill Clinton went out there and told Kim Jong-il a couple of things, and before you know it, he came back with the two journalists. No questions asked, no war, no nuclear weapons, nothing. And he ended up negotiating. That's the funny part about it. Bill Clinton is supposed to be a civilian over here. He ended up negotiating in the process of getting these two bimbos. He ended up negotiating a deal for the North Koreans to disarm themselves. I mean, do you understand what kind of a political ploy this was? This is why I'm devoting so much time to this, folks, because anyone who's any kind of brain out there in the political beltway, they would make this critical analyzation and realize that there is a struggle within the liberal regime. Maybe that's why nothing is getting done around here. Because remember, folks, once again, when I was talking about Obama, Obama had no substance. He had no institution within the liberal regime. You know, he had no foundation within the Democratic Party. The Clintons were the Democratic Party. And by this little diplomatic move of international relations, folks, I think the Clintons have just subliminally told not only Obama, but everybody else within the liberal regime that they're still the institution of the Democratic Party. And I think I don't like liberals. I think it's disgusting. I don't like any of those people. But to look at that political strategy, you have to appreciate these types of things that are happening here. I mean, and once again, I want you to go back, if you happen to not believe me, if you think I'm just telling a bunch of fibs, go back and look at the whole spectacle all over again. All right? And cut out the commentators that were narrating over this ridiculous malarkey that, oh, yeah, look, here's Al Gore. Yeah, Una Lee and Laura Ling, they were both correspondents for Current Television, and Al Gore called up Clinton, and Clinton came in to save the day because they're buddies, and you shut up. All right, don't believe the hype. Al Gore had nothing to do with it. The only reason Al Gore was there is because these two bimbos happen to be the bargaining chips to this whole ordeal, and they happen to work for his stupid network. All right? That's the only reason Al Gore was there. Al Gore had nothing to do with this. He's an idiot. He's a hypocrite. He's a moron. But to be completely honest with you, folks, this was a perfect political tactic, folks. And what did the Obama administration do? They didn't know what to do. Did you hear Gibbs, for heaven's sake? You're just great, and we're grander home. I mean, even Obama had to come out from breakfast. He was sitting there eating his, French toast or whatever the hell he eats. And he probably choked on it, when he heard the news that Bill Clinton was going to come back with these damn journalists over here. And on top of which, he negotiated the damn North Koreans to pipe their asses down and stop their nuclear reactors and the whole 9 yards. Unbelievable. Now, how can Bill Clinton do this? Now, once again, why would the North Koreans do this for Bill Clinton? Why would they do that? Well, folks, and I hate to put so much time into this subject, but this is just such a fascinating part of what happened this week. Bill Clinton has so much clout with the North Koreans because Bill Clinton was the only president to negotiate with North Korea on single-party talk basis. That meant on a one-on-one level. Every other president want multinational talks, with all kinds of countries within the region, and Russia and China and Japan. I mean, they wanted all these people to have all these 6-party talks and 4-party talks, all kinds of party talks out here. But the most recent one is the 6-party talks. And North Korea doesn't want to have nothing to do with it. North Korea doesn't want to talk to 6 people. They want to talk to America. Why do they want to talk to America? Because North Korea ain't got crap. North Korea is a pissing ground of a country. They have no natural resources, all right? They can't even sustain themselves. They have isolated themselves from the rest of the world, and they rely on forcing America to pay for their sustenance. You see, folks, Bill Clinton was the only one to actually send, remember Madeleine Albright? Well, Bill Clinton sent that old sack of crap out there, and remember they were toasting some Dom Perignon or whatever damn wine to, it was her and Kim Jong-il, they were toasting there and sipping on champagne, and because they negotiated in single-party talks. And what did they negotiate, folks? They negotiated the Joint Framework Agreement, which meant that the North Koreans would not pursue any kind of nuclear weapons whatsoever as long as America not only paid them a little bit of, under-the-table money, but also build them a damn electrical system and nuclear plants, which, unfortunately, we never did, which is why they were upset to begin with, because the administration after that, which was George W. Bush, he didn't want to negotiate with Kim Jong-il on a one-party talk basis. And so Kim Jong-il decided, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw out the United Nations inspectors. I'm going to turn on my nuclear reactors. I don't know if y'all remember this, but right when Bush was elected, right after Bill Clinton had left office, Kim Jong-il started hooping and hollering and kicking out the damn UN inspectors and the IAEA and all these people, and deciding to turn on his nuclear reactors to test George W. Bush, And then 9/11 happened, that horrific event. And then George Bush said, you know what, that's all there is to it. We're kicking ass. We're taking names. Axis of evil, name North Korea. All right? And that's when we started going to war with Afghanistan, Iraq, and we were even threatening to go into Iran or North Korea, and that's when North Korea finally said, you know what, George W. Bush may be a little crazy, so we're not going to pursue our nuclear endeavors. We're going to go ahead and back off from it. Remember that? That's right. North Korea said, no, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to back away. We're still going to act like we're tough, We're still going to act like, yeah, I'm North Korea, I'm bad, but we're not going to pursue our nuclear endeavor. Well, then Obama came along. Remember that? Obama came along, and they started their nuclear reactors and said that they were going to, they even said it. They went as far as to say it. We're making nuclear weapons, and they wanted this and that, and nothing. The Obama administration did nothing to acknowledge the North Korean problem. All right? So North Korea felt neglected. These people are morons. Remember, this is like this is like a mother with 7 kids in America. That's what North Korea is. North Korea is like some dish rag whore single mother who shitted out 7 kids from 7 different fathers, and she's trying to have some sort of feminist emotional spectacle to try to get a few dollars. That's basically what North Korea is. Anyway, let's get back to the story here. North Korea decided to say they're making nuclear weapons as soon as Obama came into office. He didn't say anything. The Obama administration didn't even acknowledge North Korea. North Korea went as far as throwing a freaking missile over Hawaii, over the Korean peninsula, scaring the bejesus out of South Korea and Japan. And, what did Obama do? He didn't do a damn thing. He just like, well, they're just playing. And he didn't do nothing. So then these journalists come along, and that's, come on. That was perfect. Right in target. Right in target with, Kim Jong-il basically committing a propaganda type situation to exploit money, all right? He gets these 2 journalists, and of course he knows these 2 journalists are going to be all over the media. all over. It gives them a whole trial, gives them the whole nonsense, and sends them to those labor camps. And he knows that, Kim Jong-il, he knows that everyone has seen the footage that has escaped North Korea out of those labor camps. So, he knows. All right? And then, the whole spectacle, of course, they're little cute, female little reporters with their little cameras, and they tried to, put these females on such a delicate, level. But hey, you're a journalist, You think if Michael Ware is a war correspondent for CNN. This guy's going into Afghanistan, Iraq. This is a guy who's been captured by the damn Al-Qaeda in Iraq, almost was beheaded, ended up talking his way out. Do you think if this idiot was, somehow kidnapped, do you think people would give two rats' asses? No. Do you think there would be diplomatic negotiations happening for Michael Ware? No. But this was perfect for the North Koreans. And what happened? Bill Clinton and the Clintons basically nullified Obama impotent when it comes to international relations, folks. Do you understand the implications of what the Clintons did here? Bill Clinton, as a civilian, went to North Korea, and look, the two bimbos that were out there, shooting some photographs of, people eating grass or whatever they were doing out there, that's secondary, all right? What the ability of Bill Clinton as a civilian to tell a country to put down its weapons and stop making nuclear rods or whatever the hell it is, stop making nuclear weapons or uranium, whatever the hell it is, and they stopped. I mean, that renders Obama impotent, folks. Anyway, I'm going to move on here in a couple of minutes, but I want to end here with this. If there's anyone listening out there, I want you to know that there is a rift within the liberal regime out here. There is a rift, and that proves it. All right, I mean, did you see? The Obama administration didn't even know what to say, and then Kim Jong-il, just to show the Obama administration up, he releases out of his state-run media outlet saying, oh, yeah, and by the way, Obama, we got the message, man. Thanks a lot. Like somehow Obama was relaying a message through Bill Clinton as if Bill Clinton was the man behind Obama. I mean, it made Obama look like a moron. And frankly, folks, it's not far off, all right? That's why I wanted to talk about that so much, because it's such a fascinating tale of liberal bureaucratic infighting, and it's perfect. And I want you all to mark my words. You haven't. I'm just making a prognostication here. May not happen. May happen. Who knows? But just mark my words. There's going to be more negotiations of this fashion by Bill Clinton as a humanitarian. And you want to know what people are going to negotiate when they're going to bow down to him? You want to know why? Because Bill Clinton has negotiated all these diplomatic, one-on-one based agreements with these people when he was president. And if they know that he is the one going out there as a humanitarian and actually talking for the United States, then they're going to listen and actually, do what Bill Clinton says as opposed to what Obama says, even though Obama claims to be the ultimate diplomat out here, I mean, isn't that what he campaigned on? I'm Barack Obama. I'll go out there and talk to the terrorists. That's what I'll do. I'll talk to the terrorists. Bunch of crap. Anyway, folks, be on the lookout for that. That's a great political infight with the liberals. It's fascinating, it's great, and I'm sorry I took so much time on it, but it's something that needs to be said. Now, I want to move on to something that's not too far off from this liberal horse crap, and that's the cash for clunkers, ordeal, this stupid epidemic of, oh my God, I got to go out and get a cash for clunker. A cash for clunker? Are you kidding me? I mean, you people out here that are taking advantage of this cash for clunker crap, try to say that 80 times. For you people that are taking advantage of this cash for clunkers crap, I want all of you to listen up really, really nice here, okay? Don't you morons understand that you are broke, all right? All right? You don't have any money, you morons, all right? You already foreclosed on your home, all right? You already gave up on your last car and got it repossessed, all right? You already went default on all your damn credit cards, you piece of crap, all right? You're lucky to even have a roof over your head because you're lucky even to have a job in the service industry economy, and yet because the government is sitting here giving you $4,500 for some piece of crap that's sitting on cement in your driveway, you're going to go out and put yourself in another financial monthly obligation, the same obligations that put you in the financial predicament that you morons find yourself in, what was it, a couple of years ago? Why are you people financing more cars? And why is the government doing this? Why are they encouraging idiots to continue to go out and finance cars when they can't even pay for their own damn credit cards and pay for their own houses? Can somebody explain this to me? And now, hot off the wire out here, the liberal regime Congress and Senate have agreed on extending this ridiculous cash for clunkers crap. And now, if you want to, trade in your clunker for cash, you can go to your nearest dealer until Labor Day and trade in your clunker for $4,500 credit on a late model, whatever, Ford Taurus over here. It's disgusting, man. I can't believe that the government would okay something like this once again. I mean, did you hear these liberal idiots?
Well, it's one of the only things that's working in the stimulus package, I mean, maybe we should continue to fund it, It's just, that's what we should do.
Stupid morons. The only thing that's working. Don't you understand that you're putting these idiots in more debt by giving them an initiative to go out and take some piece of crap for $4,500? So they can go and make themselves another financial obligation that they'll blame the government for this time. Remember that? It just makes me sick. These are the same people. The people that are taking advantage. The people that are taking advantage of cars for clunkers are the same morons that are saying that the people that lent them money for their homes, the people that lent them money for their cars, the people that lent them money, period, are predatory lenders, huh?
Oh, they lent me the money. They should have known I wasn't going to pay back. I mean, it's their fault. I'm mad at you. I mean, why did you lend me the money, silly?
I'm serious. I mean, are you kidding me? Predatory lending? I mean, that's like saying that, hey, going up to your mom and saying, hey, Ma, I need, a couple of dollars here for the rent. Why don't you give me some money for the rent? Mom comes out the pocket about $500 next month. She says, hey, why don't you give me some dibs on the $500 that I lent you last month? And you look at her like she just took a dump on your damn Levi's or something. You're like, hey, Ma, are you kidding me? You know I couldn't pay you back. What are you talking to me for, huh? And why you coming to me? Hey, you lent me the money, all right? It's your fault. I write mine, and then you give your mom a smack. You give her a smack to the mouth because, she lent you the money. Makes me sick. It really does make me sick, but of course it's not going to make the American people sick because the American public sucks. All right? The American public sucks, and they don't know their asses from their elbows out here. All right, I mean, here we are. We just got through an economic disaster. As a matter of fact, I don't think we're out of that economic disaster up to this point. I know all the damn financial analysts are sticking a damn thumb up their ass, massaging their prostates, hoping that they can, squeeze last drop of milk out of it, but it's not going to happen, all right, folks? I mean, just look at the writing on the wall, for heaven's sake. And I've said it over and over and over and over again. I've said it over again. That this is a service industry-based economy. That means that the only thing that you're going to be able to attain in this country is something in the management of the service industry. If you want to be a business owner in this country, well, you're going to have to be a business owner within the framework of the service industry. So, after all the cheeseburgers that we manufacture and the plates of food and the beer pints and the beer, you know, all this crap, I mean, what is there to attain in this country here within the future? What innovation is American technology or American science or American progression? What is it that's going to catapult us into, screw the next millennia, how about the next decade? Huh? How about the next 5 years, for heaven's sake? What's really going to take us out of this funk? Not more government spending, and I know that that's what this cash for clunkers crap is trying to do. We got Ozone here in the chat room saying that the government is trying to sit here and make the car industry look good because they're issuing out these ridiculous cash for clunkers initiatives so you can get a little $4,500 for your clunker. Meanwhile, the government owns the damn car companies, you morons. You know what, folks? It's starting to seem to me that the government jobs at some point are going to surpass the ones that are within the private sector. And is it just me, or is that a little bit dangerous to you morons? I've been sitting here yelling about it for 2 years. I've been yelling about the communist infestation of this country for a long period of time. I've been talking about the feminist infestation, and let me tell you, the next story I'm going to talk about, and we're going to talk about it here in a couple of seconds, is definitely related to feminism. But, I mean, it just disgusts me that I've lived on this earth so long, and people in America are so stupid, they're so ridiculous, that they can't see anything on the wall. They can't see their hands in front of their faces. I mean, they're pathetic. They're like a fat pig, playing in its own feces. They're stupid. And why do I say that, folks? Because look around you, for heaven's sake. Look at what they have allowed the power-hungry autocrats of this country to do to this country. They've allowed it to dismantle it. They've sent the means of production outside of the United States to China, to South America, to India. Meanwhile, we have an immigrant infestation like none other that has brought down the cost of labor. That's right. It's brought down the cost of labor. And meanwhile, we're sitting here in a service industry-based economy having to compete for jobs with illegal immigrants that are willing to work way below the minimum wage. And how convenient the minimum wage is going to go up and up and up. So inflation, here we come. I mean, folks, I don't see any optimism for the future of America given the fact that you have this ridiculous mess that this administration has put us into. So we go back to Clinton going to North Korea and basically rendering Barack Obama impotent when it comes to international relations. There is something really credible to that, folks. There is infighting within the liberal regime, and Bill Clinton going out there and not only negotiating for these two bimbos that went out there on their own and got captured by the North Koreans, but able to convince the North Koreans to lay down their nuclear ambitions. That means that man has more power than the president, and it just shows, folks. I mean, just look at the incompetence of this president. It's incompetence. It's disgusting. It's a disgrace. And that's what this cash for clunkers is, folks. It's a disgrace. People don't even have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, for Christ's sake. People nowadays can't even make a down payment on a sandwich. And now you got cash for clunkers encouraging these morons to go back out and put themselves involved in another financial obligation that put them in the situation that they were in previous to this. Makes no sense. Cash for clunkers can kiss my ass. All right? Now, folks, I'm going to talk about now here, we're about, 4 minutes in, and we're going to approach the second hour in about 5 minutes. I want to talk about a subject matter here that I have gotten a whole bunch of emails about. I'm talking about this situation that happened in Pittsburgh at the LA Fitness, or I don't know if it was Pittsburgh. I think it was somewhere in Pennsylvania, but the LA Fitness shootings out there in Pennsylvania. A man by the name of George Sedini went in and decided to shoot up a bunch of females because, he was sick and tired of being rejected by him or some kind of crap like that. And at first, I was really taken back. It was a pretty horrific story. It's always a horrific story when some idiot goes out and commits a random act of violence, for whatever reason. Mommy, hit him with the damn belt too much. Daddy, stuck a finger in his, whatever reason. But I found this rather interesting because this idiot, George Sedini, actually posted his blog about a daily kind of, a beyond a tweet form of insight on what the hell this moron was thinking. And it's very interesting because it's a very sad and demented tale of a lonely individual who was not, your run-of-the-mill scumbag who wanted to go out and, basically do a little dance and make a little love and get prostitutes and, pay, what men are doing now, basically pay for women, go out there and, I'm going to get this woman over here because I got my new Lexus and that'll definitely get her moist in the pants and, you know how it is, folks. And it's just a sad tale of a lonely person who hasn't had a date since 82, hasn't had sex since he was 29 and the man was 48. It was just a disgusting tale. Now, the reason I want to bring this up, folks, is because I've had a lot of hate mail geared towards me. Because for some reason, people correlate this program, because I am an unapologetic anti-feminist, they correlate this program with anti-womanism or anti-woman. And that's far from the truth, all right? I mean, I want to get things straight before I talk about this next topic, because it's a touchy topic. People got killed, and nobody deserves to get killed. All right? Nobody. Let me start that off first, all right? No one deserves to get killed. All right? Unless you're a damn, child molester, or, you committed a murder yourself, and through the justice and the court systems, you're sentenced to death. But nobody deserves to randomly get killed for no reason. Nobody deserves to get murdered. Let's put it that way. Nobody deserves to get murdered. But I took a lot of heat from this because I got a lot of stupid, dumbass women's groups. These feminist, muff-diving, hairy, arm-pitted bull dykes out here that have been trying to take me off the air for years. They were trying to point the finger at me because this lonely idiot, George Sedini, was so lonely out here, and, no woman. I mean, I don't know if you happen to read the blog, folks, and I was going to read excerpts from it, but I don't think I'm going to anymore because I don't want to put this moron on any kind of pedestal. But if you want to go, if you happen to be on the internet and, late night and you want to have a good laugh, or, not really a good laugh, but at times a good laugh, at times a very sad, depraved feeling, then go look at George Sedini's blog, for heaven's sake, that death blog. It's a lonely tale of a moron just out there looking for a love of his life. He would write excerpts of Another Lonely Night Alone, give me a break. And he talked about his ex-girlfriend from '82, how he wished he could be back in that situation. It's depressing. But folks, what I just want to pose something here, and once again, the only reason I'm saying this is because we are living in a feminist society. And let me prove to you this. Let me prove to you how feminist of a society we are living in. Let's say George Sedini didn't off himself after he committed that heinous act of going into that aerobics class and massacring all those women. Let's say he doesn't, and let's say he's alive to stand trial. Well, what's George Sedini to say that he had temporary insanity and, he just, flipped out because he was so lonely and let's be frank, folks, all the girls out here respond to the Benjamins or the materials or the gold or the, you know what I'm talking about, folks. Let's say he tries to claim temporary insanity. Well, what difference is that from these stupid bimbos who kill their children? What difference is that? That Andrea Yates bimbo who drowned 5 of her children. She drowned them. Do you understand? She took each and every single one of them, kicking and screaming, and stuck their head under the water, and they were kicking and screaming. Have you ever seen an animal kick and scream when it doesn't want to be in the position that it's in? That's what that child, it was kicking and screaming, and this bimbo just drowned every single one of her children. And she claimed temporary insanity, huh? And she is walking the streets. She's walking the streets. And why? Oh, because of feminism, right? That's right, huh? That's right. I thought feminism was about equality. Remember that? No, it's about a double standard. You tell me the difference, you pieces of crap. All right, they're both sadistic crimes. They would both deserve the death penalty in my book. Both of those crimes. But if we're going to let bimbos like Andrea Yates or that slosher who cut off her baby's arms because she wanted to give her baby to God, if we're going to let these bimbos walk the streets after killing their kids because postpartum psychosis and postpartum depression and all this pseudo-liberal and feminist science that does nothing but justify sick, heinous acts just as that. What's the difference, folks? I want somebody to give me a call right now. If you've got the balls, all right, if you're a feminist bulldyke, all right, what's the difference? Had George Sedini lived after he massacred these women in this aerobics class because he was depressed? There's evidence of it. He was lonely. It says in this idiot's death blog that his net worth, all right, he put his net worth right before he died on his last entry. He decided just to he decided to put his net worth. And his net worth, after all debts, was $250,000. So don't tell me he was a poor, idiot, lonely bastard. That's not the case. If we're going to justify kid killing, all right? If we're going to justify kid killing, what's the difference? What's the freaking difference? I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869. I'm sick and tired of all these feminist pseudoscientist labels of, oh, look, she's got postpartum depression, and that's why she drowned her children. That's why she killed the kids. And, oh, we got to feel sorry for her. Oh, poor baby. Are you kidding me? Nothing justifies the killing of one child, let alone 5. And we've got a child killer who killed 5 children walking the streets based on this ridiculous insanity plea of, oh, it's a postpartum psychosis, and oh. And you got bimbos, these stupid, Hollywood whores like, well, not a I mean, you got these bimbos, in other words. What's that broad's name? Shields, Hooker Shields, whatever her name is. Who claimed, allegedly that she wanted to kill her kids because she was suffering from postpartum depression or something. So, I'm suffering from postpartum depression, and I wanted to kill my kids, but I took pills, and I'm all better now. This is not natural, folks. So I want to hear from you. What's the difference, all right? All right, if George Sidini had lived, what's the difference of this idiot claiming temporary insanity and walking the streets as opposed to an Andrea Yates who killed her innocent little children for no reason? I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869. We got a caller here, 347. You're on the air.
Hello.
Yeah, what's going on? 347.
That was all for repeating everything you said, sir.
How old are you idiots?
I love black people. I love black people.
Okay, get this idiot off them. Get him off. But you see, folks, this is it right here. This is America. This idiot from 347 area code right here. This is America. Right here. Sound like some 13-year-old little snot-nosed little freckle-faced brat. Where are the parents there? Who knows? Probably out hotting and trotting. Probably mother's hopping from penis to penis to penis right now. Father's probably nowhere in the picture. And what are they doing? They're calling True Conservative radio program here at 3 o'clock in the morning. Because why? Because I'm probably yanking the damn, emotion right out of them. All right, I'm making them look lower than a leprechaun's nutsack. And there's nothing they can do about it but just call up and giggle like a bunch of stupid little idiots. This is why there's unoriginality here in America, folks. This is why America's going down the tubes. Right here. But I want to know, what is the difference? All right, George Sidini. This is a guy, and I've read the blog, folks. You can go read his death blog. All right, I was going to read it, but I'm not going to read it. It's a very depressing situation. All right, this is a man who actually wanted some woman to actually care about him, like the old days. He would try to court women by actually being nice to these bimbos, in the blog he talks about how he was always quoted as being the nice guy. And he hated it, and everybody knows the old saying, nice guys finish last. This poor moron took it literally. Because he said in this blog of his, and I'm paraphrasing, that he just, all the women he's ever met in his life, he's always been the nice guy. And he's a little envious. He's a little bitter, obviously, because he did what he did, but a little bitter in the blog because he said something to the effect of that he wished somebody had been blunt enough to him to tell him what the hell he was doing wrong so he could attract a female. I mean, he didn't get it. This idiot worked out every day. He even went to the damn tanning salon. He did the whole rigmarole. He had a career. He had the money, but he couldn't find a woman that wasn't some, two-bit sleaze bag, or, he couldn't find somebody, obviously, with an emotional connection, and if he did or attempted to, the bimbo told him the old, you're a nice guy, or you're too nice, or let's be friends, and all that typical cliche crap. So I think that through 48 years of this type of rejection, I mean, I don't know. I mean, since we're making up pseudoscience when it comes to this postpartum depression crap, I mean, why don't we just say that he was depressed, huh? I mean, temporary insanity. Had George Sedini, lived, what's the difference between him claiming temporary insanity and Andrea Yates? I don't understand it. I don't see a difference there. I mean, if you're going to let a child killer, and a child killer who actually physically grabbed their children and drowned them in their bathtub, if you're going to let somebody like that walk the street, I mean, why can't you, had George Sedini live, why couldn't you send this stupid piece of crap to a sane asylum, and, he'd be out in a couple of years, patronizing the clubs, maybe a little less high-strung or something, huh? I just don't see the difference, folks. It makes me sick to my stomach, and I know that I'm going to take a lot of flack for this show. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be critical of me, but if you're going to be critical of me, why don't you be critical of the damn court system that let Sarah Yates go after killing 5 children? And let me tell you something else that this crap is spawning off, all right? I came across a freaking article here. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and name the name of this stupid bimbo who wrote this stupid, ridiculous blog, because I'd like for you all to, I don't want to even give her any hits, but her name is Charisse Van Horn of the Tampa Crime Examiner, all right? And she wrote an article, as a matter of fact, it's called, Does George Sedini Case Bring Up Freedom of Speech Issues? And this stupid idiot bimbo actually has the audacity in this blog, because of this ridiculous moron George Sedini, not having all his marbles together and not having enough testicular fortitude to, tell a woman, hey, won't you, be my man or be my woman or whatever the hell he was trying to do. Why didn't he just... because this idiot went ape crap, why is it all of a sudden justification to get rid of freedom of speech? And that's what Charisse Van Horn tries to stipulate in this stupid little article here, that because George Sedini kept a blog on the internet, had there been, some sort of speech surveillance, or some sort of internet police or, speech police, that all this would have been just somehow rectified, That, had there been, a ban on freedom of speech here, everything would have been great. We would have caught George Sedini, and that's all there is to it. We need to reevaluate freedom of speech, and in my personal opinion about, and I don't know who the hell Charisse Van Horn is. I only know her by this ridiculous article, which is very elementary in nature, let alone stupid. But in my opinion, Charisse Van Horn, it sounds to me, in my opinion, like one of these, feminist bimbos that I have been discussing about on this program for 2 years. These feminist authoritarians that, just want any kind of an inkling, any kind of a tragedy, any kind of some sort of spectacle to capitalize on so that they can initiate their authoritarianism, folks, because that's the true root of all these variants of leftism, is communism, is authoritarianism, folks. And if you're a true American, you shouldn't have none of it. Don't you understand that the First Amendment, freedom of speech, folks, and thank God we have it, because if it were up to bimbos like, Charisse Van Horn, she would use this George Sidini incident to justify just becoming Mao Zedongist when it comes to regulating speech. How American of you there, Charisse. I'm sure everybody who knows you is very proud of you, huh? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you have a damn picture of Karl Marx right there. I wouldn't be surprised if you're on your knees worshiping it right now. What a stupid bimbo. Doesn't this idiot Charisse Van Horn realize that if there was no freedom of speech, that her stupid little article wouldn't be on the internet? I mean, could somebody go and tell this bimbo this, huh? I mean, if you happen to be Charisse Van Horn's boyfriend, please, all right? When you're out there, because I know that you're probably holding her purse. When you're out there at the mall or something, cruising around, you're holding her purse, just say, hey, honey, don't you think that this ban of freedom of speech thing, wouldn't it hurt you as a writer? But you see, these liberals, they don't think about that. You want to know why? These feminists, these liberals, they don't think about that? Because they know that their perspective is going to be the only perspective that's going to be allowed in their ridiculous, corrupt, leftist, Karl Marx-ridden society. That's why they have no, concept of, maybe my speech will be jeopardized if we somehow limit free speech. They don't think about that. They just advocate it. And the reason they advocate it, folks, is because they want their speech to be the only speech. And that's not America, folks. And that's not what conservatives stand for. And that's not what America stands for. And I refuse to let every drop of blood that was spilled for this country to go in vain because of a bunch of stupid, godless, secularist, authoritarian communists are going to sit here and try to subliminally propagandize everybody into believing that it's okay to relinquish all your liberties and freedoms. Not going to have it, folks. I'm not going to do it. Anyway, folks, once again, I'd like for you to bookmark the blog, ghostpolitics.blogspot.com, and also bookmark the official webpage of the True Conservative Radio program at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. I have yet to see anybody call up here, and by the way, the number 646-652-4869. I have yet to see anybody call up here and try to, debate me in this regard about evaluating this George Sidini massacre. About this man, George Sidini, went into an LA Fitness, went into the aerobics class, and deliberately killed women, because he was venting out his frustration on lack of finding a girlfriend. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to, folks. I mean, he couldn't find a girlfriend. He tried to do everything. He was a clean-cut, nice guy, the whole crap. And he went crazy. So, can somebody please tell me what exactly the difference is between what this idiot did? Had he lived after this stupid massacre, what's the difference between him and Andrea Yates? And why couldn't George Sidini plead temporary insanity and walk the streets, 2 years later? I just want to know. I want to know why there's a double standard when supposedly feminism was about equality. It's not about equality, folks. Anyway, to be completely honest, I've rescheduled this show several times, and the reason I've rescheduled this show is because I really have no ambition to do any more true conservative radio programs. And the only time I do want to do them is when I feel like I want to do them. I don't feel like obligated as I used to anymore because, I mean, just look around you, folks. I mean, you idiots have accepted this incremental socialism. You people are stupid. I mean, and I don't mean to generalize, folks, but a group is defined by its majority. And right now, the majority of the American public are a bunch of idiots. They're morons. All right? I mean, these are the same people that, like I said, I mean, they got their houses foreclosed. They've got credit card debt that they can't pay for. They've got their cars repossessed, and yet they're taking advantage of this ridiculous cash for clunkers crap. They're putting themselves in the same economic predicament that got them there to begin with. And then you got this government actually applauding this ridiculous program as if it's actually doing something for America. I don't know, folks. I mean, that's why I really don't have any ambition to do these shows. I think I'm going to start doing more blogging. And if you want to keep up with the true conservative commentary, please, bookmark the blog at ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. Because, folks, I mean, frankly, I'm tired. I'm tired of coming up here for 2 years. And don't get me wrong, I know that there's some true conservatives out there who listen, and they're the only reason why I've continued this long and this consistent. But for the most part, folks, you are completely complacent with being the generic, imbecilic human beings that you are. You're completely complacent with it. You love it. You're eating it up, for Christ's sake. I mean, it just amazes me how someone would rather work like a damn mule horse than read a book or, do something mental in capacity, actually thinking critically or something. You ask somebody to do something mentally, like some worksheet or, something that has to do with your mind, these people are like, oh, I don't want to do it out here. They'd rather work like a mule out here. But we've accepted it, folks. We don't keep up to date with what's happening with our government. We don't keep up to date what these damn power-hungry autocrats in Washington are doing to us. We don't pay attention to the true motives of these ridiculous talking heads that are supposed to be our leaders. We don't do our jobs as American people. And what's really funny is that a lot of people actually want sympathy, the baby boomers and their stupid selfish asses. They're all, oh, I want sympathy. I need this. I need my Social Security. I need that. You need diddly. The baby boomers are the last assholes that need anything. All right? If it were up to me, Social Security would be ended today because you idiots don't deserve it. You've left your children with so much debt that not only are they never going to see Social Security, they're never going to see prosperity. They're never going to see the kind of little memories that you've left in things of antiquity, huh? Yeah, baby boomers. I know all about you stupid, ungrateful pieces of crap, huh? You had the greatest childhood in the 50s. Two-parent families were the majority, and everything was innocent, And then the 60s came around, and you decided you want to let your hair grow long, put your headbands on, drop acid, huh? Should have puffed the magic dragon, listen to all that ridiculous rock and roll hippie crap. And then the 70s came along. That's right. You had the bell bottoms on. You were sniffing cocaine off of chicks' asses, huh? You were doing a little dance. You were making a little love. You were getting down tonight, huh? That's right. And then the 80s came along, right? That's right. You wanted to sell everybody out. You wanted to be a damn suit, huh? You wanted to be some kind of corporate mogul. And then in the 90s, what did you do? You did nothing. The 90s, you allowed this country to turn into a social cesspool. And you allowed the means of production to be shipped out of the United States into places like India, China, and all these other South America, all these countries. And now you want these poor children that you forced to go to college and saturated the whole damn market with college degrees that mean crap now. You force them to go to college and indebt themselves $70,000 before they even enter into the economic game, and you leave them with economic opportunity that doesn't exist. Makes me sick to my stomach. That's why I have a hard time doing these shows, folks. Because America's so hypocritical. And whatever happens to America, we deserve it. We deserve it because we're decadent, we're materialistic, we're gluttonous, we're self-righteous, we're pathetic, we're ignorant. And you people don't give a crap. That's what's so sad about it. America is so low. You know, we're in the bowels of history when it comes to America that you people have no shame for yourselves. America has no shame. They have no dignity. They have no pride. They're begging big government, please give me another stimulus package check, please. Oh, I need it. Oh, give me another Cash for Clunkers program. Oh, yeah, give me another child credit. Shut your ass! This used to be America, remember? The land of opportunity. Get that through your stupid heads! The land of opportunity, not handouts! But now, what is it? It's a land where the feminist movement has implemented the absolute pussification of America. A land where liberalism has made this ridiculous idea of creating single-parent families as the majority of the day. And all these other ideas that they have anesthetized our American public with into accepting these social ills that have now become the social norms. All I can say to the folks that do not believe in this liberal crap is to stay strong. I mean, I haven't lost all my fight, but it's hard for me to come up on this broadcast and continue to be a subject matter of ridicule when people don't really understand the true issues. People that criticize me, that are critical of me, they don't understand politics. They don't understand society. They don't understand history. And if you don't understand history, how in the hell are you going to sit here and discuss politics with me, you ignorant goof? What have we become, folks? The hell we've become here? A bunch of generic human beings moping along, looking for another handout, looking for another bowl of soup. Is that what we're going to resort to, folks? Unoriginal, no innovation, no knowledge, no philosophy. Is that what we're going to turn into, folks? This is America, damn it! So anyway, I'm going to cut this show short because I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with America. I'm disgusted with liberalism. And I'm disgusted that none of you morons that are out there who actually listen to this show actually go and spread the word about our damn movement out here. You people don't spread the word about true conservative radio. You allow these liberals to infest this commentary, to infest my blogs. So, until further notice, I don't know when the hell I'm going to come back, man. I don't know when the hell I'm going to come back because it makes me sick. I mean, look around you. I mean, don't you idiots understand that I cannot walk outside my door without seeing a sour scowl from some moron who screwed up their own lives by their own decisions? And they're looking at me as I'm the bad guy because I'm not going through the same problems as them? Are you kidding me? And I gotta pay more taxes
To feed the losers of society? Are you kidding me? You don't fucking... You make me sick. Is this America? Is this America? Is this America? Is this America, for heaven's sake? Is this it? Is this what we've become, you piece of crap? Look at yourself in the mirror next time. Look at yourself in the mirror next time. Look at your damn self in the mirror next time, and you think of me. And look at yourself between your damn beady eyes and ask yourself, am I the generic human being that Ghost talks about? Am I the unoriginal piece of crap that Ghost talks about? Am I the unpersonable idiot that Ghost talks about? And really look inside yourself and see what's going on in there. And ask yourself, are you down with liberalism? Are you down with feminism? Or are you going to reject it for what it is? And that's authoritarianism. And you're damn right, I'm rejecting it for what it is. I'm rejecting it, you piece of crap. And you know what, folks? That's all there is to it, all right? I don't know when the hell I'm going to do another broadcast. But stay tuned. Stay tuned, because I'm going to look out, and if anything pertinent comes up to the true conservative movement, I will be more than happy to bring it up on board. Anyway, folks, before I get off the air here, I want everyone to please bookmark the blog, because I'm going to be blogging like it's 1999 out here. I'm going to be blogging 100 miles an hour, and I want you to catch every word of it. So bookmark the blog at ghostpolitics.com or ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. All right? All right, let me run that by you again. ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. All right? Well, that's how it is. And also, don't forget to add to your favorites or bookmark the official website of the True Conservative Radio program. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. I'm telling you, folks, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And whether I come back or not depends on you. Depends on whether or not you're going to post this a link. That's all I'm asking from you idiots. That's all I'm asking from you morons. It's just a link. One link from, a forum, a blog, a web page, anything. That's all I'm asking. And believe me, I'm searching for all the crap that's written about yours truly, all the links, everything. So it depends on you milky lickers, all right, if I come back. All right, I want to see some postings out there. If you really want to see some real true conservative commentary and you want to see it on a consistent basis, well, by God, I want to see you on the forums, on the blogs, on every single facet of the internet posting True Conservative Radio. Go to YouTube and go make some damn videos about True Conservative Radio. Go out there and make some damn blogs, make some damn articles. Do whatever it takes, damn it. Don't you understand? I'm only one man here. I can only do so much. I need your help. If you really care about your children, if you really care about the True Conservative movement, if you really care about your country, you will find or conjure up the energy to understand that you need to help Ghost out. And all I'm asking you for is for a link. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me, whether it's live or in the archive, folks. Remember to bookmark blogtalkradio.com/ghost, and, of course, the blog at ghostpolitics.blogspot.com, folks. All right, I'm going to be blogging like it's going out of style out here. And also follow me on Twitter, Ghost Politics.
That's the Twitter site. Anyway, folks, I am out of here. Please, if you have anything that you want to say to me, go ahead and post it either on the comments page on the blogtalkradio.com/ghost website. I also have a voicemail that you stupid Milky Lickers don't even use, for heaven's sake. It's a great feature. You know, you could put your stinking little voice on this damn broadcast, but, you know, you people are too pussy-whipped. You've been, you know, fed with your mommy's boobie so long that you can't even conjure up the testicular fortitude or the intestinal fortitude to call up the damn anonymous voicemail box, leave a message so I can play the damn thing on the air, you stupid flapjack-eating, stupid milky-licking pieces of hot dog up the ass-happing, chicken-loving, nipple-clamp-loving, butt-plug-up-the-ass-looking pieces of nipple-clamp-loving trash. Anyway, folks, until next time, thank you for tuning in with me. Long live the true conservative movement, and death to feminism.
A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.